So, the Indiana Jones movies finally came out to 4K this week, and of course, we're gonna talk about it. So, let's get into it. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp side, a place for those who live, talk, and buy movies. And, yeah, I'm gonna take this off right now. Yeah, this hat does not fit me too great anymore, but, I've had this since I was 10 years old, so, kind of need a new one, which, with Indy 5 coming out next year, that'll give me a good opportunity to do that. But, yeah, the Indiana Jones movies are finally out in 4K, and I got the really cool 4K Steelbook set, which, is kind of the only one you could pick up right now, because for some reason the standard edition you can't find anywhere. And today's video is going to be a little extra special because I am joined by my good friend Jaren from Jaren Talks Movies.
Hey Cody, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be able to talk about the 40-year anniversary Indiana Jones collection. I'd never owned the Indiana Jones movie, so this is the first collection I've ever picked up, and I gotta say it's a pretty good one. I was able to snag the 4K Steelbook collection of each of the Indiana Jones movies, and I'm definitely very, very happy with my choice because the set's absolutely beautiful.
So anyway, if we take a look at the packaging itself, you got the 4 steelbooks right there, surrounded by this really big, bulky slipcover type thing. It's really cool, very simplistic, but still really nice to look at.
Makes India at the front seem like he is a part of the map in the background, but sticking out with the nice orange. You've got the same thing on the spine there, and on the back, it's each of the totems that he collected throughout all of the movies.
It is, of course, going to take up significantly more space on the shelf than the traditional Blu-ray release I've got right here, so, so that might be a little bit of an issue for some, but, for steelbooks, it's pretty reasonable, I think. But if we take a look at the steelbooks themselves, you got these really nice and uniform looking designs with Indy on the front and the MacGuffin for the respective movie on the back. And if we just open them up like so.
On the inside, you have this great artwork of Indy, Marion, and Dr. Renee, as well as the snake, the skulls, and the big truck. Again, it's on that orange sort of map design and layout. Very nice. I love the way that they actually put so much detail and time into the inside artwork as well.
The presentation of these is really, really nice.
The inside here has these cardboard separators, which holds in each of the steelbooks. Say what you want, they are a little bit flimsy. They move around a lot. They're not as thick as a cardboard as the outside is, and I know some people are going to dislike that. In fact, I've already seen some people have complaints about it, and depending on if you order this online or you pick it up in person, it could have the potential to get damaged just because of how flimsy it actually is. But for me, I was able to pick it up in person, and I think if I keep it in good tact, it should be just okay.
Overall, as far as the box art and just overall presentation goes, I'm gonna give it a gold unboxing machete. But anyway, as far as picture and sound quality goes, these movies look absolutely incredible in 4K. I know it sounds like I say that every single time one of these 4K re-releases come out, but whoa. This is one of those times where I truly mean that when I say these are the absolute best these movies have ever looked. The colors look absolutely fantastic. It's got so much more detail in there.
For the picture quality, it's definitely an upgrade over any other version we've had before. I think it's much richer. The colors pop a lot more. There's actually a lot of the darker tones that show up more in this. It's not as highly saturated, and I did think that while watching it, I was able to notice a lot more of the details that I would miss otherwise, just because they were so blown out in color on the other renditions.
And these all have a Dolby Atmos soundtrack as well, which makes them sound really good too. Now, I don't have anything fancy as far as a sound system goes, just my TV and the built-in speaker inside said TV, but yeah, I mean, just even with that, it sounded really, really good.
And definitely when you're hearing that John Williams score blasting, it definitely just really complements that, brings it out much, much more. It's got better bass and just overall quality. I think that this is a very good upgrade and makeover to the entire collection.
So, if it wasn't obvious enough, I'm gonna give the picture and sound quality a gold unboxing machete. And finally, as far as the bonus content goes, like I said, there is a bonus disc with all the bonus content about all 4 movies. Some really nice in-depth documentaries about the making of each one, tons of little featurettes in there.
It just gives a lot of good little details there and a little behind-the-scenes backstory of how each how each film sort of came into place, and I love stuff like that. The making of anything is always going to be my favorite special features, and I think they actually really knocked it out of the park here.
So it is definitely overloaded with bonus content. The problem is, it's all the same stuff from previous Blu-ray and DVD releases, which, you know, I've expressed my gripes about that in the past with these kind of anniversary re-releases. You know, it would have been really nice to have some new stuff, but the way I look at that is if you've never owned these movies or you've never seen the bonus content, then, you know, this is all gonna be brand new to you, so you'll be like, oh wow, look at all the content, that's so cool. But don't get me wrong, this is some fantastic bonus content. I have rewatched it over and over so many times over the years, just because it's just that good and that informative and just that enjoyable to watch. So even though it is some great bonus content, it's still all recycled material from other releases, so I'm gonna have to knock that down one letter grade and give it a silver unboxing machete. Which is still not bad, so, you know, don't take that the wrong way. So overall, I am loving this 4K Indiana Jones box set. Some of you might know I'm a massive Indiana Jones fan. I've been since I was 10 years old in 2008 when the 4th movie came out, and I am super pumped for the 5th movie, so getting this cool 40th anniversary release, you know, a year before the new movie comes out, it's a nice little way to kind of get the fanboy juices going again.
Overall, I am incredibly happy with the way that this collection turned out, especially someone who is such a big fan of these movies. It's definitely one of my favorite franchises of all time, and I'm so happy to finally be able to own these in my collection and them be on 4K in these nice pristine steelbooks. If you're going to pick out a version, there's definitely a lot of good ones out there, but I would highly recommend the steelbook collection because you will not regret it. And of course, Cody, thank you so much for inviting me on your channel to talk about some Indiana Jones. It's always a fun time.
So before we wrap things up here, just want to thank Jaren from Jaren Talks Movies for joining me on this video. Hopefully we'll be doing some more collabs in the future, but anywho, I am of course going to give away the digital codes for these movies. It is 4 individual codes for the 4 individual movies. So if you want to potentially win one of 4 Indiana Jones codes, then comment down below which one you won, why. And since it is 4 codes, I'm going to give you a little bit more time to comment. So in about 48 hours or so, I'll pick the 4 winners for the 4 codes. Anywho. So if you want to see some more Blu-ray reviews like this, you can check out this playlist right over here. Or if you want to see what YouTube recommends you watch me next, you can check out that video right over there. And of course, subscribe if you live talking by movies. And we'll see you on the Brockopp side.